Yeah. Man, breakfast.
Why are you mocking my intro, bro? That was a classic intro.
Yeah.
Can you believe we've done this podcast now for 70 episodes?
70 episodes.
Yo, this is our 1 year it's a week past now. I guess last week's episode was the 1 year anniversary, but we started this podcast July of 2018, right? That was our first episode with who was our first guest? Was it Rosemary?
Rosemary.
It was Rosemary. And I think we've learned a lot in this podcast, man, just kind of doing it every day in and day out.
It's crazy. Like, I haven't said anything more than I used to. No, I'm just kidding. I got a little bit better.
Now people know who you are, bro.
I say 3 more words. Especially now since we're doing this new intro where we can see all 4 little squares.
Yeah. You want to know what's definitely changed about the podcast, though, over time?
What?
People smashing that like button.
Oh, and subscribing.
You know what our most liked video has been? Jaslyn's video.
Oh, shout out to Jaslyn.
Yeah, dude. 250 likes on that video. That's nuts.
She's slaying it.
Her people coming in strong.
Thank you.
Her supporters.
Thank you, subscribers. Smash that like button.
Yo.
Subscribe to us.
Today we have Elyza in the house.
Yeah.
And what is it that Elyza does?
Blazed chef.
Ooh.
What she does is she does cannabis-infused food.
Yeah, I'll read the bio. That way people can kind of check it out. Elyza, also known as the Blazed Chef, has created the ultimate experience with only the best cannabis infusions and freshest ingredients. Her Filipino and Italian roots play a huge role in her food, but she has an open, changeable menu. Even vegan-friendly options always available.
All snaps.
That's kind of tight, man. I've never heard of anything like that. I mean, I've heard like edibles.
I think the only other person that I really know who does that is Zorilla Bacon. Did you see her on Vice?
No.
She's a sweetheart too. She's a really nice person. But
you actually met her?
She does all the stuff for like pretty high up there celebrities and everything. She did the one with Cheech and Chong, 2 Chainz, and the Cheech and Chong guy. What's his name?
I don't know, man.
Chong?
Cheech and Chong? I don't know their names.
Yeah, something like that. But she's dope too.
I'm wearing glasses because I got pink eye. Just kidding. I actually just found my glasses because I left them here at the studio for the last week, and I've been wondering where they've been. Huh?
This will beatboxing.
Yeah, man, I've been tripping.
Give her that.
I've been tripping for the. I hate you so much. I've been tripping for the last week because I've been trying to find them, man.
Oh yeah, so dude, congrats, bro. I want to say thanks to Keem for doing a lot of the work behind the social media and everything and building this channel. And yeah, it's our 1 year.
Congrats to both of us, man. This is definitely a 50-50 partnership. Like, this is the only thing I've done in my life that I feel has been like a 50-50, 100%. Which I can't even say 50-50 because we gotta give a shout out to Sam.
Hell yeah.
There we go. We gotta give a shout out to Sam because she actually.
Why didn't you use your right hand? That was a little.
Because I'm too far away with my right. There we go.
Yeah.
My dude.
Look at they're connecting through the cameras. All right.
Yeah, so shout out to Sam. She does all of our social media posting.
Also did the little graphic that's in the bottom right of this video.
Oh, yeah. Our logo for social media. All that
Sammy
stuff.
Packs.
Yeah. And, but yeah, man, you definitely set up all the audio and video, and then I kind of take care of the post-production and posting, and she takes care of the online kind of like daily maintenance. Yeah.
Our presence.
It's a perfect store, man. I'm excited for the next year to see who we get on here and what else is to come. But I'm excited, man.
I'm excited for our views to go from 10 to 11.
I'm excited for our views to go from 100 to 200.
100 to 101.
You know what's funny is I remember way back in the day when you would upload a video, never to us because we never got views, but I'm saying like for when people who were famous, they would upload a video, right? It would always get stuck at like 300. Remember that?
Oh yeah, and they had to analyze the views. And
yeah.
Like,
so it would have like 10,000 likes and like 300 views for like the first day.
So realistically, we have like 300,000 views. It's just we're probably
stuck in that Twilight Zone.
All our views are stuck, so just give us a chance.
Anywho, without further ado, don't forget to comment on this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, check us out on all social medias, and without further ado, we introduce Elyza, the Blazed Chef.
Blazing hot chicken wings.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, in the goddamn refrigerator.
I sure am hungry.
Elyza, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know the basics from the bio that I read.
Right.
I know that you're a chef. You cook cannabis-infused. Huh?
The Blazed Chef.
Yeah, the Blazed Chef is what you go by.
Yeah.
You cook cannabis-infused foods.
Yes.
How did that get started?
So, I mean,
Yeah, you're good.
This is your first podcast. You mentioned to me before we started, it's really easy to get nervous.
yeah.
Don't get nervous. Imagine
It's
the
just a
cameras are
regular
not even
conversation.
here. The cameras are not even here.
Yeah.
And you're just having a conversation with two weird-looking guys.
It's the sunglasses, bro.
Oh yeah, have you ever seen that movie? What's it called, Big Daddy? How
Yeah.
he puts his glasses on because he doesn't want to be seen. Do you need sunglasses? Pretend like-
Babe, go get my sunglasses.
But yeah, feel free to just kind of like let me know how did you get started in cooking and doing what you're doing right now.
So how I got started actually was I started going to Cali and I noticed they do these things called seshes, and that's basically like a cannabis farmers market basically. And I noticed that there was like little chefs there cooking, and I was like, well, I should do this and like start infusing it too. So I actually started in Cali, doing like little pop-ups and stuff like that. And then I was like, well, if I go to Vegas, like there's nothing like that there, like here yet. So that's how I kind of got started doing it here.
How long ago was that in Cali?
Probably like two or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Is it legal like recreationally in California, or how does that work? Like when you were doing it out there.
When I was out there, everything's legal out there pretty much.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nevada's kind of behind the times.
Yeah, a little bit.
So you saw like that marijuana was getting kind of legalized in this for recreational purposes in Nevada, and you saw that as an opportunity when you came out here.
So I jumped on it. Yeah.
Oh, that's tight. Wait, so did you come out here expecting to do it like full time, or was it kind of like still a part time kind of gig?
Yeah, it's definitely part time. Still right now even. Yeah.
Did you go to school for culinary purposes, or?
No, I didn't go to school, but most of my background was like cooking with family. I was like a kid. I have a big Filipino and like Italian background, so that definitely like helped out when I was little in the kitchen all the time.
Nice. I've always seen cannabis infused edibles. Like you've seen the gummy bears,
Right.
the cookies. You've seen like what else? Granola bars.
Yeah, they have everything.
They got everything. They got
Yeah.
chocolates.
Everything.
Gotta get creative with it.
But when Chuck sent me your page, I saw that you were doing like actual foods.
Yeah.
A
lot of people don't do that.
So tell me about like the menus that you kind of prepare. Like what do you do on a daily basis?
So I'll do like, since I'm Filipino, I'll do like teriyaki bowls, like lumpia, stuff like that. Or I'll change it up and do like tacos, all different kinds, and then like.
How does that work? Is it like a liquid you spray onto
Yeah,
there,
like
or
is it
like
a butter or olive oil?
we're ignorant, so you're literally explaining this to us like
Yeah.
we're learning right now.
Yeah.
Right.
This is an educational thing for
Yeah.
us.
So I mean, it depends on how infused I want to do it. Like if I'm doing like a private event, then I'll infuse everything. If I'm doing like a kind of like an open event, I'll have like a sauce on the side and have it infused and just put it on if somebody wants it infused or not. Yeah,
got it.
because not a lot of people want infused food.
So define like sauce. Like, is it something like a butter, or is it just like a real like a
So it's
sweet
like
and sour sauce?
like a sweet and sour sauce or something like that, and then I'll infuse it, have my like oil or whatever I'm using in there, and then go from there and just.
And I don't know the legal processes of everything, but
Right.
do you infuse like do you get the weed and concentrate it inside your kitchen, or do you buy like a specific product, or how does that work?
So I'm actually sponsored by a company called Magical Butter, and they have like this whole kit that you can use, a machine. How you do it is first you have to decarb the weed, which is basically activating the weed, and so that activates all.
decarb?
Yeah, decarb.
Decarb.
Yeah, so that activates it. It basically just wakes up the THC inside the weed. So when you infuse it in the oil, you don't have to cook it for like 8 hours. It's just like a few hours. And so the machine that I have, you just put the oil, whatever you want, like coconut oil, butter, and then push a button and walk away. Basically, the machine does it for you.
How long is the process?
It depends what you use and what kind of oil you're using. Like butter takes like 2 hours. I prefer coconut oil, and that takes like an hour.
I wonder how does the process go of like measuring how much you put onto like a taco? Because I would imagine, because like I remember we were talking about this with somebody else. I forgot who it was. We talked about like how back in the day before it became like a regulated thing, you would have these brownies that had like 100, 200 milligrams of THC in it. How do you regulate like the amount that you put into
Like
it?
how do I calculate it?
Yeah, like how do you make like a brownie or like a steak or something?
Yeah,
and go
a
like
certain milligram.
this has X amount of milligrams.
Yeah, so it's like basically you have to kind of know how much percentage of THC is in your weed already. So then you decarb it, and then...
Now, is that something that you find like on the nutrition label or something when you order it, or how does that work?
No, I actually looked it up. That's
Okay.
how I like to do it. Kind of studied it. So it's a lot of math, basically. You just have to calculate how much THC is in your weed, go off that, and then however, like let's say you're making a plate of brownies, however many brownies are going to come out of that batch, then you divide how much, like the percentage of THC is in it, and that's how strong it's going to be.
Oh, okay. What's the strongest you've made something?
The strongest probably right now are the paletas that are doing. Those are like Mexican popsicles.
Oh, paletas.
Yeah. And those are 75 milligrams each, and they slap.
Damn, 75
Yeah.
milligrams?
75 milligrams each.
So how heavy is
That sounds-
75 milligrams?
So like
Yeah.
a recommended dosage for like a first time person is like 10 to 15, and then it's like 20, 25, and it goes up from there.
Wow.
So 75 is like...
So you gotta now here.
Sleeping.
Damn, 75 milligrams seems like a lot.
It is. I told people to eat half.
Is there like a weight scale that you can also
BMI?
like a BMI for weed? Like is that like a thing where you can basically
mean,
like,
it
hey, if you're
does-
over 200, 300, 400 pounds,
Yeah.
you can go up a little bit more in milligrams.
I guess it's just the
Does-
tolerance too.
Does it
of
work
the
that way, or
process.
is it?
There's a lot of different factors that can go in. It's like your metabolism, breaking it down, like stuff like that. There's definitely a bunch of different factors that you have to account. So for something like a little heavier, I'd say you'd probably be good eating the whole thing, like the whole popsicle.
But you'd recommend for anybody who's new to edibles, maybe microdose.
Oh yeah,
and learn.
microdose for
Yeah.
sure. Because if you eat the whole thing the first time, you're gonna hate it because you're gonna be stupid high.
And that's why I don't like edibles
Yeah.
too much. Because I had a bad experience. You
I was
know
gonna
what
say,
I mean?
what are some negative side effects that maybe you yourself have experienced with edibles that you kind of learned from?
Feel
So
it's
for
super
me,
heavy.
I'm actually a lightweight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
damn.
gonna work in your favor.
Because I try not to eat too much, you know, but I have to taste test everything too. So I get really high in the process of making everything. You know, I gotta make sure it works.
Are you ever cooking something and then you forget how much you put in there?
Yeah, and then I'll just keep keep tasting it. Like, oh, this is good. I'm like, fuck, I'm so high.
Can't even see.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
Damn, I mean, I can imagine like if you're cooking something and then you forget how much you put into it and then you give it to somebody like, this has no THC in it, man. You haven't put anything in there yet.
You haven't
Oh.
even cooked anything? Huh? Look down. There's nothing in the pan. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever, do you have like a set menu, or do you kind of like take requests for what to cook?
I'll definitely do requests. I'll do like a changeable menu, stuff like that. Pretty much anything that anybody wants to order, I'll do it.
You ever done cake pops before?
Oh yeah, I just
Yeah?
did them like recently.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're bomb.
What's the process of making a cake pop? Because those things
What's a cake pop?
Those
cake
are
pop?
kind of hard.
Is that just a
It's
lollipop?
like a ball of chocolate with like.
Oh, that's a waste. That sounds nasty.
It's like a little popsicle stick, but with cake on it, like a little ball.
Oh my god, I'll just
Yeah.
eat a cake.
Yeah. Oop.
What so does like sugar and whatnot like react differently with THC on how hard it sticks or anything? Or
No,
Ooh, that's a
it's
good
more
question.
more fats actually. The more fat that is in
So, like,
whatever you're
steak?
eating, yeah. So that actually gets you a lot higher than like sweets and stuff like that.
damn.
Yeah.
So the other thing too is like, do you have anybody you look up to, like cannabis chef wise or just chef wise?
I think like two people that I definitely look up to would be Anthony Bourdain. He was definitely dope.
R.I.P.
Yeah, rest
Oh,
in peace.
rest
He
in
was
peace.
definitely a big influence on cooking, stuff like that. And then I think another guy would be Trinidad. No, wait, sorry.
Trinidad James?
No, wait. Sorry.
Oh yeah, look at your notes.
Yeah.
Just to let y'all know, she's looking at her notes.
We got a first time podcaster over here, guys.
Professional.
Yeah, but
We love it.
Miguel Trinidad, sorry. I knew I was
Miguel.
gonna fuck with his name too.
Did he make the Trinidad Scorpion pepper?
No, I don't think so.
I just made that shit
I
up.
was like- no, but he has he brought Filipino food, like a fine like dining cuisine to New York.
Mm.
And he does that infused, and then he has like his own edible company, so he's pretty
Oh,
big
damn,
too. Yeah, you should
he's
check him
killing
out.
it.
Yeah.
do you do events or well, let me ask first before I ask that question. Are you pretty much freelance as far as like how you cook your foods, or do you have like a job working as an edible chef or like a cannabis infused food chef? How does that work?
I guess I would be kind of like a I don't know.
Like an
I think
independent contractor
like-
kind of
Yeah,
thing?
definitely independent contractor, and then I do like pop-up events, and I do cater and stuff like that too. Though.
Nice. Do you have any upcoming pop-up events that you're working on? Or
Actually, this Saturday I'll be at Culture and Cannabis doing a little pop-up.
the day that
Yeah.
this episode airs.
Oh,
Nice.
snap.
Yeah, so people get to find out about
So
it.
you better show everybody at Culture and Cannabis.
Yeah.
Just
Culture and Cannabis is that at CMX? CMXX? Or is
No,
that still
they
there?
changed it to it's at the hotel. Grand.
Citrus Pool. Like,
That's the event that you be going to, right?
yeah.
Okay.
It's a dope event.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty
definitely
sick.
check it. Are you gonna be cooking there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so tight.
Wait, are you
Yeah,
cooking
yeah.
live?
No, because of like the different laws, I can't have like a grill up there. So I'll have like
okay.
pre-made food and stuff like that.
It's for sale, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Can you heat stuff up or no?
No, I can't have a heating thing either. So we were like kind of going back and forth on what I'm gonna do. But I'll definitely be there. If I can't heat anything up, then I'll probably sell.
Just
my,
get some hella people with lighters and everybody just goes near it and just like
Yeah.
lights the food up. Cause that food you cooked at the CMX, so
Yeah.
yummy,
Yeah, thank you.
so good.
What's a common dish for you that you kind of cook a lot, or do you have one?
I'd say probably my teriyaki bowls. So those are the most, and then also
Teriyaki.
pasta. I do pasta, like all the sauces from scratch, everything. It's pretty bomb.
Like fettuccine alfredo?
Yeah, shrimp alfredo, like big ziti, lasagna,
Getting
everything.
so hungry.
Now, what's the dosage on a plate like fettuccine alfredo? Let's say you got to make a big bowl
Yeah.
of pasta.
Get it.
Yeah.
How much like milligrams does it have inside of it?
So we actually do like made to order when I do stuff like that. And I don't do a big tray, so I'll do like a small batch, and then I'll usually ask the person like how much edibles do you eat, so that way I can kind of cater to what their dosage is.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's super interesting because like do you know like you definitely know, but like the laws behind a lot of things, like since you can't go to a restaurant and serve cannabis infused food right now.
Yeah.
But
not at all.
when the lounges do come, do you think there'll be a change in that?
Definitely. I hope so. That's
Now we
what,
have to wait till 2021.
Yeah.
So
Is that when that law goes into effect of being able to do lounges?
yeah, because Nevada said I think no.
Yeah. they
Nevada
said no.
like Las Vegas was like yeah, and then Nevada was like nah.
Yeah.
That's so weird to me how that
Yeah.
works. Like you can have something that's like
So lame.
locally legal, but nationally or federal. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
those different laws is like, can we all just be on the same page?
To be honest, cannabis still kind of confuses me. You know what I mean? Like the federally illegal. So meaning, does that mean the feds can still get like
I know,
arrest
like
you
in
or some shit
Cali
like
they
that?
do, but I think that Nevada, like, they follow their laws like so good that they don't
They don't
come.
care.
They don't
But
like, come
I
and
mean,
bust them. They
if
also
they
pay.
really wanted to, they can
Yeah.
come and
I don't know, because they do
See?
pay a lot of taxes though too. So I'm not really sure how all that works.
yeah. It's a realm that I want to learn.
I got a question. If and when it becomes legal at the state level, where you can have like maybe like a restaurant that serves cannabis infused foods, do you think that'll be like a trend that will happen across existing restaurants, or do you think they won't jump on the bandwagon? Like for example, when CBD first came out and it became like this big thing, everybody sold CBD. Like you go down to the gas station and there's
Yeah.
CBD at the 7-Eleven, or do you think people will jump on the bandwagon?
I think some people definitely will, but I think some won't, just because like the stigma and all the customers, they probably wouldn't want to drive customers away that aren't into weed and stuff like that. So I'm not like.
Which I also think too is even if that lounge thing passes, I don't think everybody will have the right to serve infused
Yeah.
cannabis food, because it's just like I think a select few are gonna have the lounge license,
Yeah.
and then probably after they figure it out, they're gonna give out more.
Yeah.
So hopefully by then,
Yeah, hopefully by
have some
then.
saved up
But
and then
I
just
want to
cop
do
one
like
of those licenses.
yeah, I just want to do a food truck, so that way I can just hop from like lounge to lounge.
That'd be cool.
And see,
right?
that's a
Food
different
trucks are
realm.
popping.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then like they can just eat and go inside, like and chill. That'll be cool.
It still trips me out how cannabis can be legal in certain states and illegal in other states.
And
Yeah,
like,
it's still trips me
so
out.
strict in other states.
Like we live in one country, but all these states say different things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's certain states where like it's like what's it called, the legal age to marry somebody is different than, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just so trippy.
It's those southern states.
Yeah, it's those
weird
southern
ones.
states.
It's those Trumps. Oh yeah.
Those down south. Down south got some good food though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, what's your favorite type of food?
My favorite type of food, really all kinds of food. Like,
Well, food is food. I mean, we all, you know. I'm not a picky eater for sure. Like if somebody goes like, hey, let's go Chinese, let's go get some Mexican or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'm with it. Like
I will
I'll eat
always say
sushi. I'll eat like steak, whatever.
Pizza
You know?
all day for me.
yeah.
Pizza I can do whenever.
Italian, you mean?
No.
Or just pizza?
Just pizza. Well,
Just that one food type.
I don't know what pizza is, to be honest. Like, I don't know where
It's Italian, bro.
100%?
Yeah.
You facts,
Is
like,
it?
Okay, you
facts?
trying to break it down like to
Yeah.
when the pizza
I
first
think
become
so,
a
yeah.
it might be. I'm just making sure.
Like if you go to the all you can eat buffet in Vegas or any all you can eat buffet, pizza will be in the Italian section.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
You're
yeah,
right. You're right.
do you have a favorite spot to go eat right now here in Vegas?
It depends on like the type of season because I love soup,
Yeah.
like pho,
Ramen.
ramen.
Yeah.
Even like last night it was hot as
Alright,
fuck and I had
Top ramen spot.
top ramen spot.
One of them.
Probably.
Better not say Jinya.
Nah,
Jinya
no.
is me. Mine.
That one is that one
Yeah.
is good too.
I love Jinya, but though that wait though, man, it's way too long.
I can't pronounce
Every time
the
I go,
name.
it's like an hour long.
It's on Spring Mountain though. It's by Kai Sushi.
I think they're all in Spring Mountain. Oh, you're talking about
I think
wait?
it's Kobo.
Oh, ramen. I'm thinking
I
of
haven't
pho.
had that.
Yeah, Kobo.
Pho? What's your favorite pho place?
Fucking long.
There you go. That's where
yeah.
everybody goes.
Yeah.
24 hours too.
Yeah, I was gonna say the cool thing
when you
about
had a
that.
long partying night.
The
like,
cool thing about that spot is you can go in like 2-3 in the morning and it's still open.
It's crazy though.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's packed. I'm
Yeah.
like, these fools are making bank.
Even right now, that it's super hot. It's still packed.
And think about how like
Yeah.
the overhead on pho, like it's just literally broth,
Broth and
noodles,
Yeah.
and some vegetables.
But it's so bomb. Though.
Yeah.
I feel like growing up Hispanic, like that's one thing that affected me is that during the hot seasons, for some reason, mom's always made caldo.
What's
so
that?
it's like a hot soup. Like
Is
it's
that
a
cow
soup. It's a
intestines?
soup. It's a hot
Or is that
soup.
something else?
No, a caldo. It can be like carrot and like meat
Got
and
it.
vegetable. It could be anything really. But like menudo, caldo, like it's always been hot foods, and I hate. And now that I'm older, like I'll eat
Hot food
cold
on hot
foods.
days.
Yeah, no, I
can't
won't.
Do that.
I
no,
won't.
yeah, you can't do
Yeah.
that.
So like come home, it's like well, want something cold. Like the closest I'll come to eating like a hot food on a hot day is like if I warm up a burrito or something.
Yeah, like so the other day we made infused ceviche. That was bomb.
Infused ceviche?
Yeah.
Wow.
How do you moderate the THC levels in that?
So
Do you put it just on the shrimp?
No, so I'll actually put it in the whole thing, and then so Magical Butter, they also have like these little molds. It has a number of like it's basically like a slice of butter, but it's the coconut oil that you pour inside the molds, and it has like a little slice.
Oh,
and it'll
that's
say like how many milligrams it should equal out to, what's based off.
because
of
it's
your
an
taste.
estimate
Yeah.
to an extent, but it's pretty close.
Yeah. So those are probably usually like 50 milligrams each, though.
I don't know if I missed this in the intro, but did you ask about growing up? Did you always know you wanted to be a chef, or did you know specifically a cannabis infused chef, or was it mainly just like you wanted to cook food?
Mainly just I wanted to cook food, like even back in the day, like me and my friends would do like cook-offs and stuff like that when I was little. Like my favorite show was Top Chef. And we just go from there.
I was gonna ask, was it primarily TV, or was it like family that also influenced that decision?
Definitely family too. Like a huge, like I said, Filipino, Italian background. So just being in the kitchen as a kid, I was just picking up different recipes and techniques and stuff like that. Like,
What would you say is the most unique thing you've made?
I think the most unique thing.
I feel like the 90s were like the most experimental time, or like the early 2000s, because we were made like hot. We were made like the ramen that you could break up.
Yeah.
And you put like what's it called? You mix it with hot Cheetos and you put like tahini on it or something. You make all these crazy foods.
That's called high people
It's called
food.
ghetto. No, it's called ghetto. It's called you ain't got
Whatever
no money.
you got in the
gotta become
fucking
creative
pantry.
with your food,
I
man.
mean, we've done like elote with like hot Cheetos and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the new craze.
Yeah, we've done that.
It's always good, though.
Yeah, it is always good. That always really sells too. Everybody loves that. And then
I think whatever you put hot Cheetos on, people are gonna love.
oh yeah,
There's this place called 0 Degrees
oh yeah.
here in Vegas. Have you been there before?
I haven't been there, but I've seen all their videos and stuff. It looks bomb.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but they kind of like got on that bandwagon of like putting hot Cheetos on sprinkles on everything, and then it's like now everybody goes and pays $7-8 for it. You know?
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Definitely not worth it.
It's not worth the price tag of like $7-8. You know what I mean?
No.
Get a hot Cheeto bag for $2.
Just do it at home.
Do it at home, man.
I remember I used to, like, the homie showed me at 7-Eleven. I was like, wow, that's genius. But you get a hot Cheetos bag, and then you go to the nacho cheese thing, and you just pour all the nacho cheese into the hot, what is it? The hot Cheetos bag?
Yeah.
Shake it up.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like, yeah, I don't know. Shout out to being a kid. You do that? Oh, yeah. Elyza's girl in the back shaking her head like, yeah, I do that shit too.
I think I cut you off.
Oh yeah. So I think probably the craziest thing I've done though, I don't know. What do you think, babe?
She's asking.
I really have. I've done like pizzas. I've done pasta.
You've done cannabis-infused pizza?
Yeah.
That sounds
From
pretty cool.
scratch too. Usually everything I do is usually from scratch.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
So it's the best way to learn too, the food, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about getting into like what is that? Does it have a specific name where you make those fancy plates? Where you like
A little like
is it just called fancy food or is it called something?
I don't know. We call it like little bites, like little hors d'oeuvres. There you
What
go.
is it? Oh, hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
That's that fancy word.
Ooh.
Hors d'oeuvres. That's a
Little
French.
hors d'oeuvres. Yeah.
Because I can't lie, I love when it's like fancy like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, this is it's because it's an art in itself.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah.
But I have had some shitty ones where it just doesn't taste good. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, looks pretty, but it don't taste good.
I've done some of those too. Those come out pretty good.
I have a question, and it just hit me. Since you make cannabis-infused foods, one of the things that cannabis is known for is for giving you munchies. But if you eat food that is already cannabis-infused, like, do you still get munchies later? How does that work?
Heck yeah, you do.
You do?
Yes.
So you eat twice?
Yeah. So
Oh, dang.
So you eat twice, and then usually people, they're pretty strong, so they'll eat like half the bowl,
Yeah.
and then save the other half for later, and then get higher too.
Dang.
Yeah.
What do you have like a record for how like what's the most like the heaviest THC edible or food that you've made?
Yeah, have you
that
just
you've
try to make something that's so concentrated that
I think the most concentrated thing I did was probably a cake for somebody on their birthday, and that was I used distillate, which is like a really concentrated like wax, and that's how you get those really really high milligrams, and that's probably
so you still do the same process like decarb it or whatever?
So like raw distillate, you can actually just add that into.
Oh, really? Like I pour it into a water cup and drink it?
No, you have to heat it up to like a certain temperature and stuff like that. Yeah, you have to be really delicate with that kind of stuff because you can burn it off and then you just waste like a bunch of distillate.
And that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money.
That's dope.
What about drinks? Because I've been to like a MedMen out in California before just to check it out, and they have like these like sodas. You could put cannabis inside, or I guess they come with cannabis already.
Yeah.
Do you do drinks as well, or is it just foods?
I could do drinks too. If anybody wants to order it, I could do like agua frescas, stuff like that.
Lemonade.
So what you're saying is somebody wants to cater a party.
Yeah.
They hit you up.
Yep, basically.
What's your website right now?
It's theblazechef.com/Weebly.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That, yeah.
We'll put it down in the description so people can check it out.
Yeah.
Now do you only do things in Las Vegas, or do you ship out outside of the state, or how does that work?
Well, for my other job, I actually travel a lot. So while I'm in the area, it'll be like maybe for 2 weeks or sometimes a month. So I'll try and like meet people out there and see if they eat edibles and then go from there. But yeah, usually I'll do it all over.
Nice.
Yeah, Cali the most though, for sure.
Cali and Vegas, man.
Yeah.
I feel like the LA and Vegas, once they build that bullet train where you can travel back and forth in like 30 minutes, people are gonna start moving to Vegas because it's cheaper, and then just take a 30-minute bullet train back to LA to work.
That's crazy, huh?
That'd be so tight.
I don't know though. They've been talking about it since like 2010. I'm starting to lose hope. But you do have people like Elon Musk who are doing the what are they called? The circuit.
Oh, his shit's crazy.
I saw something on that too.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even brought it up. I can't even speak on it.
Yeah.
Do you know about it?
I just know he bought the like some of the underground space. Like he so
it's
he can
underground?
So he can build that little.
It's gonna be like a little bullet. It's gonna go.
The little thing when you go to like back in the day where you had to like pay your bills and it goes in that little mail thing and shoots through like on Futurama.
They have that.
Travel.
They have that at like the banks. You just put your money or check in the little.
I think they're done. And all the Bank of Americas don't have that no more.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. They're upgrading. Sorry.
That's pretty interesting, man.
You're in the past.
So do you hope to one day be able to like open up your own restaurant, or how like what do you envision for the future? Do you want to do
Catering
like
forever?
Catering, or do you want to do it like specifically at one place, or do you
food
freelance
truck.
food? Like, you mentioned food truck, but like what about like a actual restaurant?
So I definitely, my next step is to get a food truck. My end goal is to open up a restaurant.
And you should call it the Blazed Chef.
Yeah.
Blazed and Confused.
Blazed and Confused, that'd be a good one.
No, I feel like the Blazed Chef would be pretty cool.
No, I love the Blazed Chef.
Yeah. That's such a catchy. Did you end up coming up with that, or was that like?
I was just super high. And
I'm Blazed.
We were trying to come up with a name. I was like, what about the Blazed Chef? I was like looking up names that weren't taken yet.
Yeah.
And that one just worked out. Yeah.
I feel like you should start your own podcast where you talk about the things that you cook and tips, because that's something that's an industry, to be honest with you, that is like fresh. It's new. I've never even heard of that. Like cannabis-infused food. When Chuck told me about it, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because I've heard of edibles, but I know you could do it with actual foods. Like that's something that kind of like when CBD first came out, people jumped on it, and now there's a whole industry for it, and it's in its infant stages. So who knows where it's going to be in 5 years, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, it can get priced high, right? Like you said, the concentration of the milligram in the food can like increase. Like what's the most expensive?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's talk about prices here.
So for prices, I mean, so when I started off in Cali, the reason why I didn't like it there is because Cali, they have really, really low prices. But out here, you go to a dispensary in Vegas, you pay like $20 for an edible. So mine's like half the price, but it's still a good price point, like $10 for like the paletas that I'm doing and like the mini cupcakes that I'm doing that I gave you guys. Those are like $4 each, $5 each. Depending on the milligram, but some of them are a little lower.
That's pretty affordable. I mean, compared to the places out here in Vegas. I mean, I heard that they're like overcharging for things.
Well, I think to an extent, because dispensaries have to pay a different sales, like a tax that's like super high, so they have to charge a little bit more to make their money back on that tax. But some of them are
not
overcharging.
only that, but their milligrams are so low too. You're paying so much for something that's barely gonna get you high. But these, like my edibles, they slap. So
if I wanted you for my event, I can hit you up and you can do it infused?
Yeah.
That's so tight.
Infuse and then make, like, let's say you have people there that don't want infused stuff. So then I would put something on the side, and that way you can.
Okay, that's what so you're not like my pussy ass would be like, give me the sauce so I can dab it here and there.
Yeah. You know what would be crazy is if you invented these like little ketchup packets with the cannabis inside, and you could just put it on your food.
That's actually my third. No, I'm just kidding.
She writes that down.
She's like, that's a patent pending, Keem. I can't talk about that right now.
Like, come on.
That's dope. I feel like what you do is so interesting and unique that you should have like your own TV show, because that would be so interesting to watch.
Yeah, people tell me that, but I'm just like, I feel like it's so much work, and then already cooking everything is like very, very time consuming. How
long does it take you to produce or to cater an event or to make the food?
It usually takes I'll prep at night and then cook in the morning, so it usually takes it like a day almost.
So it's a little bit different than sorry, man. I mean, I don't want to lose this train of thought.
All right, go ahead.
So is it like you cooking like a specific meal versus you cooking a meal with cannabis infusion in it? Is the process longer, shorter, the same?
It depends on what I'm cooking, because when you're heating up, like let's say that I'm infusing like the whole dish, you have to cook on a low temperature, or you could burn off the THC and just ruin everything.
I was gonna say, like, what if you make something and then like somebody heats it up the next day in the microwave? Does it lose its potency?
It depends. Like whenever somebody buys like a plate off me, I'll tell them to not heat it up too much, because it will burn off the THC inside of it. Yeah. Interesting.
So when you do these like trade shows or you go to these events like Culture and Cannabis, you kind of have to take stuff with you that doesn't need to be hot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Chuck, you can go ahead and ask.
I forgot. No, I think it was something about like Because I always hear prep, like when you prep, like what is like the whole process of prepping? Like, is it just like marinating meats, or is it like, what is the whole process?
So for that, I chop all, like, let's say I'm doing veggies, I have to chop everything. It's kind of like just prepping in a regular kitchen, prepping the meat, prepping everything, kind of making sure everything's ready to go for the next day. So the next day I just have to cook up, like, let's say like the meat, or if I'm doing something like vegan, then like just the veggies. That way they don't get too like
soggy and all that.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm getting hungry.
How about if somebody, let's just say somebody listens to this episode of the podcast and they're really interested in what you're doing. Maybe they want to do it for themselves too. Maybe they want to start cooking cannabis infused foods or edibles or things like that. What do you recommend they do to follow that process of learning?
I would recommend them just to kind of study a lot on how to cook up like THC and everything.
Is there like a website, like a learning resource, or is it kind of just like go find some YouTube videos?
Yeah, like YouTube videos. I also did like a bunch of research online, like how to properly decarb your weed, because it's really a delicate little system that you have to do. And then just keep at it, because it's very stressful, especially being in the kitchen. It gets like overwhelming sometimes. So just keep going.
You need to do a online book and just teach them how to do everything.
I was gonna say, do you have like, you should do like a workshop, or you should do like a because I don't know if there's like an online, because I know for photography and video, Chuck and I can just buy like digital courses where like, oh, this is how you do a photo lighting setup for headshots, or this is how you do quinceañera photography or whatever, right? Like you should do something for your area of expertise, because I feel
an
like
ebook.
Or an ebook or a workshop that people can purchase the video digitally and all that stuff. Because I feel I don't know, I'm ignorant. Like I don't know if there's already a resource for that.
I think there's a few of them that you can look up.
Oh, there is?
Like that guy that I was saying,
Trinidad James.
I bet you they're not called the Blaze Chef though.
Nah. Fuck, what's his name?
Trinidad James. I said it again.
Trinidad.
Miguel Trinidad. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Miguel Trinidad.
He has books on it and all that stuff. I checked out his books.
Shout out Miguel Trinidad. Is he in Vegas?
No, he's in New York.
Wait, were his books like in Barnes and Nobles, or was it on the internet, or like
on the internet? And I'm definitely sure he has one out on
Amazon, like ebook? What is that shit called? Fire?
Yeah.
What is
Fire Stick?
No.
What
are you talking about?
What's the
He might be
Amazon
in Barnes
reading
and
thing?
I saw Amazon. You said Fire Stick?
What is it called? It's a fire tablet. That's what I thought. What do I do with my hands?
How's your experience on the podcast so far?
It's cool. It's chill.
Are you more nervous than you thought you would be, or is it kind of like you chilled out?
Chilled out.
Nice.
You were in a rough spot when you were younger and everything. So like, what would you do like to help somebody get out of that situation? Like, what helped you?
What helped me was just kind of staying focused and not trying to like party too much and like fall back into old habits. So this definitely kind of helped me, cooking and everything, just keeping myself busy and not falling into old habits that were bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? I do actually have one last question that I just thought about. As far as like the legality the legality wise, like I know people, the marijuana is now recreational legally here in Nevada, but you can technically only do it like at your house or within a certain distance from your home, inside or whatever the laws are.
Right.
Do you, as somebody who cooks it on a regular basis and maybe even delivers and things like that, do you find yourself on the opposite side of the law sometimes? Like get pulled over, you get maybe questioned about what it is you're doing. Do you like? What's happened recently?
So what I do, like, technically is definitely illegal, but that's why I only do like private events and like catering to private events and stuff like that, or like small like private parties,
like in homes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if you're is it like a thing where like if you're traveling, do you have to have it like a sealed container, or is there like a legality as far as that goes? Like, what are the laws for that?
I'm not even really sure, to be honest. Well, I mean, if I got pulled over and they're like, "What's in the back?" I'd be just like, "Food."
Oh, I guess that's true, right?
Yeah.
You can't really tell.
Be like, take out the
There's hella weed in this few.
And they'll look in the car and there's meat.
Unless your car has like a whole, like, what do you call those skins? Like the vinyl wraps that says like cannabis-infused foods.
I'm pretty sure
the Blaze Chef. They'll never be able to tell, right?
They'll never know.
No, I don't think so. Because I mean, I wouldn't be like, "Oh, there's a bunch of weed in there." I'd just be like, "Oh, it's regular food." You know?
So the other thing too is, do you just do catering, just straight food, like no infused?
I do,
like at all.
Yeah,
because that's good to know too.
Yeah, I just do like catering, just regular food too. Not everything's infused.
And the thing I want to ask is, how do you price it? Like, how do you price? Do you price per how much ingredients you purchase, or?
I mean, so there's a bunch of different factors, like how many people are going to be attending, like how many people, like what do you want to order? Like,
Got it.
We have like different packages and stuff.
So
like
it's
that.
like if there's 500 heads, you calculate how much each person's probably going to eat.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Yeah.
Got it.
500 heads, like really good too.
Yeah, that's a fucking lot.
Yeah, it's a
What's the most you've ever served?
I think like 200.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that shit just sounds so much.
200 people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I guess if you make it like, if it's just a little taco thing and you just
that's
chop up
perfect.
the meat.
That's perfect.
just
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Keep
at
it
all.
easy.
Yeah.
But if you have to do like a wedding, and each
Yeah.
person has a full meal.
Have you ever done a wedding, catered a wedding?
I haven't done a wedding yet. I might be doing my friend's having a 30th birthday.
You better infuse the shit out that.
Well, actually, that one's gonna be non-infused, but that's gonna be not that many people either, like 100.
You infuse by request.
Yeah, definitely infused by request. Yeah.
How does the family feel about all this? Like, you have family that is against it, for it?
No, everybody's really supportive of it. Actually, like all my mom, my brother, some of my aunts are like totally for it too. I also got them into like using CBD and stuff like that. So.
Hell yeah.
Oh, so you also do, that's something we didn't talk about.
The CBD infused?
The CBD infusion, you do that as well, right?
Yeah.
So it can be completely THC free, or like as little as possible THC infused.
Yeah.
And do you use does Magical, what is it, Magical Butter?
Magic water. Yeah.
Magic Butter, do they have CBD infused, or do you use something else?
So if I was gonna use they have the machine that I use, and basically what the machine is you put your oil that you're putting in there, and then you put your decarb weed in there. You just push a button, and you walk away, and it does it for you.
Oh, okay.
So if I was
Same
gonna do CBD, then I'd just get like the CBD like bud, and same process, but with CBD and no THC.
Dang, I might have to buy some CBD products from you, because I take CBD on a nightly basis to go to
Oh,
sleep.
really?
Yeah. So maybe you can answer this question. There's CBD like CBN, right? That's more like nighttime, kind of like a drowsy effect to it.
Yeah.
And then there's CBD date. I don't know. We kind of joked about it. CBD daytime and
For
CBN
daytime and then nighttime.
Coil and Nyquil.
Yeah, I was like, I hate how they do
Is that something that you have to order from you, like a distributor or something like that too, to infuse? Or
I'm not even. I've never even really heard of that.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
CBN, like
Yeah.
literally when you told me about it, somebody else told me about it, and I was like, they were like, yeah, it's something new they found, and I'm like,
yeah, because
hell?
it has to do with like the terpenes or something. I don't know, man. I still always feel ignorant when I talk about it.
yeah, like just like,
Because there's so many, I guess, so many different types of terpenes that.
But terpenes are just flavoring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, terpenes are just flavoring.
So terpenes don't have any psychoactive effects?
No, not at all. That's actually another company that I'm sponsored by. They're called True Terpenes, and it's just flavoring, basically, like that, something you'd go in your like medicine cabinet, spice cabinet, and just add a little bit of flavoring to it.
Really?
You
gotta talk to because we spoke with
Harmonious
CBD.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Anthony explained on it too. Like, just it gets too confusing. I just don't want to, say anything. But it's like terpenes are also like, that's what makes you sleepy and what makes you energetic, because there's like pinene.
Oh, so maybe there's like a new kind of
Yeah.
like terpene.
Yeah, because I think I know what you're talking about, but like there's also like that's why they say you got to be careful, because you can get sativas that make you sleepy.
Yeah.
Even though it's from a sativa plant,
Right.
but it's these terpenes that are in it that are making you sleepy. So you have to find energetic terpenes.
Oh, interesting.
But the other thing is too, there's like 7 main ones, but realistically, like scientifically, there's like thousands.
Oh, yeah, there's
so
a
there's
bunch.
no way, like, yeah, there's a point you can say it has these in it, but that's your best bet, is just try a weed, see how you feel on it, and then go to the next one. If it don't work for you, don't really read the labels,
Yeah.
Do you have like when people request food from you, do they mostly ask for like THC infused versus CBD infused?
I'll get like a few CBD orders, but mainly it's infused, like THC orders.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's dope. We're both really excited about what you're doing. Like I said, I've never even heard of anybody doing something like that. So we'll definitely have to check you out, and kind of like, I want to try some of the CBD products.
I'll see you
for
Saturday.
Sure.
And I'm gonna
See
eat
you
that
Saturday.
Food. Is it a surprise?
Huh?
What you're bringing? Or is it just like desserts?
I think because the rooftop, it has to be prepackaged.
Bring cold pizza.
I could actually.
That's pretty much all he eats.
Yeah, I'm about to eat some pizza after
That
this.
actually probably would work.
Hella people would eat that.
Yeah, but then like I feel like doing it there, like you have to. So it's something that you want to eat right there.
Cold pizza I'd eat right there. I would.
He would eat pizza anywhere.
Yeah.
If Taco Bell started serving pizza, he would eat it.
Yeah, probably only get that from Taco Bell.
Thank you for joining us. We really
so
appreciate you
much.
taking your
Thank
time
you
to
for
come out here and talk to us. We're hitting that 1 hour mark already. Do you want to kind of like talk about where people can find you online if they want to maybe ask you some questions or?
So online, probably best hitting me up would be on my Instagram, yeah, the Blaze Chef, and yeah, just that.
Cool.
Or my email, which is on the page also. Also, if anybody wants to get a magical butter machine and try to make their own edibles, I have a link in my bio so you can get a discount
Like
on
a
it.
code?
Yeah.
What is
it's a
it?
little code.
Ooh,
I
affiliate
think
marketing.
it's like gummy bear, something like that. But it's in my bio if you guys want to check it out.
If you want to if you want to shoot it over to us, we'll post it in the bio for the video too.
For sure.
That way people can check it out. Appreciate you coming on the podcast and speaking.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
No problem, guys.
And we'll put all information down below so people can find you and ask you any questions. But kids, that kind of wraps it up for today. Anybody who's watching, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys in the next morning dinner.
We love y'all.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, in the goddamn refrigerator.
I sure am hungry.
I hope you guys liked that episode of the Morning Dinner Podcast, episode number 71. If you're still watching, shout out to you, because that's pretty awesome. That's a hour-long video.
And if you're still watching, I'd like to do something that would make me so happy because it's our 1 year anniversary.
What is that? Well, what should I do for the 1 year anniversary?
Like,
And
subscribe,
and
leave a little commenty poo.
leave a communist comment.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is our 1 year anniversary, guys, of the podcast. We started July of last year, as we mentioned it earlier in the video. And yeah, it would mean a lot to us if you guys can click that like button. Dude, I sound like a nerd when I ask people to click that like button.
Ooh, let's change that up.
Would you please like that button for me?
Lick that like button.
Lick that like button, smash them potatoes.
Slap that. Why do you always do that?
People like that, man. People like that.
Throw a tomato at that subscribe button.
Can you go? What was that thing that the guy from give it to that like button, and we'll catch you guys in the next morning dinner.
We love y'all.
Oh, last thing, leave us an iTunes review. That would be really nice.
Oh,
guys.
it's a thing.
It's a thing, man. And apparently, I don't know. We got to figure this out. But there's 2 morning dinner podcasts.
Dude, we ran into that situation because I think what's the other person we went through?
Oh, we went through Simplecast originally.
I feel like they have their API keys still out there.
Ooh,
and that's
that
why.
might be it.
Yeah.
I still get emails from them. Your
Or whatever
billing,
it's called.
Your billing is out of due or out of expired.
Sorry, y'all. We're Anchor all day. Anchor sponsor us.
We're figuring this out. But yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next morning dinner.